In August of 1976, a routine tree trimming operation in the Korean Demilitarized Zone, a zone between North and South Korea where there would be no warfare, was overwhelmed with a strange scenario. A poplar tree, which was obstructing the view between two checkpoints, was to be cut down. It wasn't the first time this particular tree would be trimmed, but it certainly was the first time such an occurrence happened at the site. The Korean Demilitarized Zone, also known as the DMZ, is a buffer zone between the two Korean countries where no warfare is allowed to happen. Within this zone, there is a joint security area, also known as JSA, where forces from both countries stand face to face. The date was the 18th of August 1976, when an operation was scheduled in the JSA to trim a certain tree near the Bridge of No Return, in order to maintain a clear line of sight between a United Nations command checkpoint and an observation post. The UNC decided, as per normal procedure, to send out a group of their own personnel, which included 2 American officers, Captain Arthur Boniface and First Lieutenant Mark Barrett. Accompanying them was a group of 5 Korean Service Corps. They began their task as they were instructed to. A group of North Korean soldiers, led by Lieutenant Pak Chol, then suddenly arrived and confronted the officers, demanding that the trimming be stopped immediately. They claimed that this tree was planted by North Korean leader Kim Sung, and so wanted to preserve it out of respect. The UNC group, however, did not listen. They instead continued their procedure, with Boniface turning his back on the North Koreans, much to the annoyance of Pak Chol. He removed his watch, put it in his pocket, and shouted at his soldiers to kill them. Armed with axes and clubs, they mercilessly attacked the group, and in the act, killed Boniface and Barrett, while also injuring many others. The response from the US and South Korea was a massive statement. Having been shocked by the murder of Boniface and Barrett, they decided to initiate a swift response, which was planned to assert their authority in the DMZ. This was Operation Paul Bunyan, and was named after the folk legend lumberjack of the same name. 3 days after the murders, on 21st of August, they carried out the operation. It was designed to be non-provocative but a strong demonstration of resolve. 23 American and South Korean vehicles drove into the JSA with no warning to the North Koreans. In the vehicles were 2 8-man teams of military engineers who were equipped with chainsaws. This time, they didn't want to simply trim the tree, they wanted to completely cut it down to assert their dominance. The engineers themselves were protected by 2 30-man security platoons, armed with pistols and axe handles. This was a real statement of intent. Fighter jets, attack helicopters, and additional troops were on standby in case of an escalation. Thankfully, though, the display of power worked. The tree was cut down within 42 minutes, and no further violence occurred. Now knowing of the might of the military, North Korea did not interfere, and following the incident, issued a statement in which they expressed their regret in the killings. And with this, Operation Paul Bunyan came to an end. It was an amazing example of how a military response can nullify aggression without any conflict occurring.